May 5th, 2024. Today is the 75th birthday of my dad. Last year, after visiting us, when he was returning back to India, mid-air in the plane, he passed away due to cardiac arrest. There are several impacts of him in our day-to-day lives. Today, I want to share 3 such impacts. Impact number 1 is how he fostered the strength of his wife. In a culture where wives are supposed to do the cooking and cleaning and husbands are the ones who run the family, my dad identified that my mom has a natural ability for administration, and he handed over the administration of the family to her. And he was proud of how my mom administered the family. Last year, when we were celebrating his 51st wedding anniversary, he mentioned that the reason why, even though we had little income, they were able to take care of the education of 2 children and bring the family to this state is the administration of my mother. He not just fostered this ability of my mom within the family, he envisioned how she can excel outside in business, and he made that vision to fruition as well. Few months back, he told my mom, "Hey, I desired to see you as a manager, and I made that to happen." You see, it's a crown of a husband to identify the strength of the love of his life and make the strength to excel in this world. The second impact is how to effectively discipline children. Normally, we react to the mistakes of our children and not respond so that there will be a change in them. The reaction normally that I do is raise my voice and shout, or we use ever so many words to force our point into them. However, my dad used very little words and yet had a significant impact in our discipline. I'll give you 2 examples. When I was a teenager exploring the world and getting caught into some kinds of sin, my dad noticed it, and he did not immediately come and encounter me with harsh or lengthy words. At a casual point, he just used this phrase, "Hey, Gideon, you should have some self-control." And he just left. That word had a profound impact in my life. In the same way, at the early stages of my marriage, when I was having some family issues, my mom and dad had visited me and was watching me talk over phone angrily to one person. At the peak of my anger, I kicked a waste paper bin, and that waste paper bin broke into splatters. Upon seeing that, my dad did not come and encounter me with a strong or lengthy conversation. He just said this statement, "Giri, people have come and told good things about you, and that made me so proud. But today, I'm ashamed of you." That's all. You see, to effectively discipline, we should not react but respond. I don't think I have attained this in my life, but I long to reflect him with respect to disciplining my children. The third impact is challenging status quo. A normal middle-class family man who is also doing village ministry, the normal thing to do is to establish himself with churches and organizations and grow his ministry. But he challenged the status quo and identified the need for Christian news in an age where there was no internet. And he established Asia's first Christian newspaper called Christian Express and ran it for 10 years. When he became a pastor of a village church, the normal thing to do is to create more churches and then establish churches in the city, get good tithe and offering, and have a settled life. But he challenged the status quo. He identified the people around the village are living in poverty. So if he goes as a pastor to them, they do not receive his counsel. Therefore, he started a social work organization, and through that organization, he empowered the women and brought them out of poverty, and through them, the entire village out of poverty. And that is challenging status quo. After the age of 60, the normal thing to do is to retire from active work and lead your retired life. However, my dad was passionately longing to spread the change that he has done to the villages in India to elsewhere in the world. He went to Uganda where he did not know many people. There he got in touch with a man who was running an organization, and he started poverty alleviation programs there as well. And that is challenging status quo. I can keep adding several of his impacts in our life, such as simple living, generous giving, and his emphasis on the kingdom of God. Although today he is not there physically present in our lives, his impact is profoundly felt in our day-to-day lives, and he's living through those impacts. And I proudly call myself as the son of Pastor Samuel Sugitraj. Thank you.